my goodness, we are live. We are live. Hello. Hello, Habib. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Six people on here. If you can hear me and you can see me, please put some fives in the chat box. Hi, Big Marcel. I see you. You. I see you guys. Good. 555 in the chat box. Let's go. Are you ready? I think we've relaxed for this market enough. The gragra is over. We are tired and we are done. I forgot to put on my lights, but can you guys see me? My lights are off. Great. Marcel, yeah, you're 150. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you, Marcel. Thank you so much. So remember to go on the settings of your YouTube, and I turned off the light to try something and I forgot to put it back on, but it looks like this is better. All right, so I'm just going to be sharing my screen. I'm going to be sharing my screen. All right. Entire screen. Yo. Welcome, guys. Hello, Chinaya. Hello. Where are you all tuning in from? Just put it in the chat box where you're all tuning in from. Let's just break the ice because I can see some new names. I see Erumu Wisdom. I see my able coach Adetutu Sanusi. Oh, Marcel, you've upgraded. Thank you so much for your 1,000 naira. All right. So we can see. So, you know what? I want us to look at DXY. Once we see DXY, we won't be deceived because trust me, I told you, yes, we're going to sell. But I want to see EUGU buy a bit before the sell, the next sell. If you remember from the last class. All right, so let's just look at the DXY now because everybody's selling GU. I couldn't sell EU and GU because I was a bit skeptical because I've seen what DXY is about to do. All right, I've seen what DXY is about to do. Hear me and see me. So I'm sharing my screen now. I want us to look at DXY. Oops. What's taking so long? Ooh, it's taking so long. Why is it rolling so long like that? Can you guys still see me? If you can see me, put a 2. I'm just checking the network. Great. So it's taking so much time. I wonder what's happening. All right, we're back. Yep. All right, so let's see what the DX. All right, so we're looking at the DXY. I'm just going to switch it. And if you remember, we're going to just start from the monthly just to see how everything is, looking. We'll start from the monthly. This is DXY. And we can clearly see the downtrend. We can clearly see the downtrend, okay? Clearly see, and it's come into a zone to continue the next sell, possibly downward. But hey, we're praying this kind of economic meltdown will not happen. Anyways, however, we bought to get to this zone. And of course, you know that for you to validate the sell on this time frame, though, it has to break structure. But let's go see what's happening on lower time frame. So I'm just going to go to the oh Jesus, just now this thing expired. These people want to fall my hand. Let's go to very bad behavior. Now this is the weekly, and clearly you can see that in the weekly there's been a break of structure. I mean, if we're going to concentrate on this trend that went all the way up, you can clearly see a break of structure there, a break of structure there. So you can understand why I said the DXY is selling. But this is weekly. Okay, let's look at the daily. All right, now the daily is showing us a straight up downtrend. It's showing us a. You can't see my screen. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Give me a second. Oh Lord. Not seeing the screen. Wow. A second. Let me share again. Can you all see it now? Can you all see the screen now? I'll go over it again. On the monthly, it's obviously a down. We go over it again. On the monthly, DXY is obviously a downtrend. All right. On the weekly, it's clearly tapped into a sell zone to continue the downtrend. All right. It clearly tapped into the sell zone to continue the downtrend. Okay. Now, weekly, we are looking to see, oh, did it break structure? Yes, it did on the weekly. If we concentrate on this trend here, it has actually broken structure and is continuing the down movement. So what is it telling you about DXY? What is this telling you about? On the daily, look at that downtrend here, okay? On the daily, that's the downtrend there. So you can clearly see the move higher lows and lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. So let's concentrate on what we are seeing here, all right? What was the last break of the low? This was the last break of the low. And if I'm going to be picking my fib to pull here, you could clearly see it came into a very good premium zone. It came into a very good premium zone to continue the sell. All right? Came into a very good premium zone to continue the sell. That's what we're looking at now. I want to concentrate here. I want to concentrate here to see what's happening. You know, it could come into the 78, what I like to call the beninging zone, the 78, 88, okay? It could come in here and dump, but you cannot disregard the 6150. Anything above the 50% is a premium zone, all right? So now it came in this way and she's been dropping nicely, okay? Now we're going to concentrate on this move on a smaller time frame just to be sure. Did it break structure? Did it break structure on a smaller time frame? Let's look at the 4 hour. It looks good to me. Okay. 4 hour. Well, if I'm going to concentrate on this move, let's see. I'm going to concentrate on that move. That's not a good enough move. I wouldn't say exactly a break of structure on the 4 hour. All right, exactly a break of structure. There is some, it has to break, it has to obviously break that low. Okay, so let's look at it. Remember, we're just analyzing why first, because you need to get your head straight on what is really happening. Okay. All right, so let's see the 1 hour. This is where I like to stop. Where I like to stop. And I'm just going to draw it out. So look at the move, the first move here. Okay. Yo, so he came here. Aha. Now I'm seeing some. So he refused to go down past this zone on the 1 hour. All right. He refused to go past this zone on the 1 hour. Instead, what does it look like he's doing? What does it look like he's doing? What does it look like he's doing? Bear in mind. See. Ah, trading view. Omo. Oh, look at that spike. Yo. Okay. Bear in mind that it is dropping from a good sell zone. So it hasn't broken here yet. So you see why I said it could come here and go this way, or it could break it to continue downward. All right. So this is the DXY we're looking at. All right. So what happened? Let's look at this move here. Look at even on the 1 hour, you can clearly see it came into a premium zone to continue the sell. All right. But guess what? It didn't even get down here. It didn't come down here. What did it do? It did this and it turned up. All right. It turned up. So we're going to concentrate on what is really happening here. Between this range, between here and here, what's really happening? Okay. What's really happening between here and here? Now, if I pulled my fib, we know that it came to a premium zone. It hasn't broken the next low. So you could see that, oh, there's a bit of consolidation going on. It's between here right now and this zone. It has not broken above. It's just doing as if it wants to buy, but it hasn't broken yet. So it's not ready to buy as well. But remember, this is the 1 hour. Okay. So it's like a consolidation going on with the DXY. So it came to the high again and it dumped. Let's see what's happening here. All right. I don't want to go below the 1 hour. Let's just do 30 minutes. Let's see. Okay. If you ask me, looking at this here, I'm being very skeptical about this. Okay, we have to understand what's happening. Okay. Has a tendency to still go up from here, from what I see here. Okay, so for now, on the smaller time frame, it is still buying. All right, it's still buying, probably creating liquidity, so it will come back to this zone and dump. All right, or this zone and dump. Okay, so she's still on her way to the top, probably going to use this as liquidity, creating liquidity here. All right, creating liquidity here. You see how I'm following it small. You don't rush when you're analyzing. Take your time. Okay, take your time. Don't rush it. Don't look for a quick buck. Take your time so you see what's happening. Okay, so we know that this was the last range between this high and this low. And now the market went to a premium zone, dumped, but refused to break this low. So what is it telling you? It's telling you they want to engineer liquidity so that when they come here, there will be a major dump. So right now, it is targeting this liquidity. You can clearly see it's been giving us a higher high and higher low. So looks like she's ready to buy from here. But somebody will tell you otherwise. Some people will say, no, this thing came back to this zone, and there's a possibility it broke structure. But we have measured and this is deceitful, because that wasn't a genuine pullback. If we concentrate on this trend here, all right, this is the trend we are concentrating on. Okay, it's small, small, no gra. I know what I'm saying. No, gra will put you in trouble. Wow, that was a very, yeah, that was a higher high too. That's a higher high. Mm, no major pullback. Yeah. So this last move, no major pullback. Exactly. That is why. Okay, hold up. Let's open this up. Okay, hold up. Let's open this up. All right, that was a major move here. Yeah, it came to a discount zone, came into a discount zone and gave us the new high. Now the discount zone has been broken. It has given us a change of character right there. All right, I'm just going to tag it. Oh, okay. So now we see what the market is doing. Okay. All right. Okay. There you go. Okay. So she's pulling up to continue the sell because that's a change of character right there. Okay. That's our break of structure to the upside. Oh, it's a change of character right there. All right. So even if she's going up right now, she's going up to continue the sell. All right. She's going up to continue the sell. All right. So I want to see her come up into this area. All right. So I see. But doesn't mean she cannot come into this zone and dump as well. There's a good zone here. You can even clearly see an order block right there. Okay. There's a good zone here. All right. So this is what I'm seeing. So we know that she is buying up to continue the sell from either this zone or I like that zone. That zone could hold. Looks like she's creating liquidity too to be taken out. Gap here, entry here to continue the sell down. Are you with me with DXY? So do we understand what the DXY is doing? So I don't move too fast. Drop some ones in the chat box if you understand what I explained about DXY. Okay, before I continue, let's take it slow. Did you understand what we saw about DXY just now? Ones in the chat box. Ones in the chat box. I want to see those ones in the chat box. Beautiful. So we know DXY is selling. DXY is selling, even from this zone. After coming to engineer liquidity, from engineering liquidity, what did she do? She still broke structure to continue a sell downward. Okay, she could decide she wants to come back into this zone. God help us, this dollar wants to do. All right, so we're going to follow it slowly. We're going to follow it slowly. Give me a second. Let me just announce that we are live on my small community because I don't know if my able coach is here to help me with the WhatsApp channels. Okay, so now we know. Now let's go to gold. Judgment Day is here. Yo, I'm just going to delete everything. Okay, let's start afresh with gold because I have two. That's the one we cut about 2 weeks ago from here, but then we took it out because we were not sure what gold was doing. So I'm just going to start afresh. Okay, I'm going to start afresh. I'm going to FXCM and I'm going to start afresh. So now we know what the DXY is doing. Write that down somewhere so you don't forget. Remove all. All right. What is this nonsense? May God help us. All right. We know she's bullish. I did this the last time in class, but okay, Sanusi is here, my friend. Okay, now I'm safe. I feel relaxed that my baby is here, my number one side guy. All right, so yeah, look at the breakup structure here. All right, to give us that high. But ever since she gave us that high, ladies and gentlemen, let's mark out. If we wanted to buy on this daily time frame, getting the high, remember what I taught you. It has to come below the 50%. It has to come below the 50%. Imagine what they're doing to me because I always subscribe. Okay. It has to come below the 50%, which is this zone and this zone. So currently, gold is supposed to continue to buy. But what's she doing here? After she came into this discount zone, she has refused to give us a new high, ladies and gentlemen. And why is that? Why is that? I explained this in the last class. Why is that? She has refused to give us a new high. Why is that? She has refused to give us a new high. Why is that? I see you laughing. Tutu. So why is that? Why? Because now, besides the fact that she refused to give us a new high, what happened? She gave us an internal breakout structure. Because trust me, if we inspect this trend, it is on point. That was a proper pullback there. Another one there. Proper. This is a proper pullback. This is more than 50% of this move. Proper pullback. Gave us a new high. Then broke. This is where the original change of character happened. Okay? Now, after that change of character, of course, you're expecting it to continue the sell, which was what we caught. We caught that 3,450 or so. So it dumped. Okay, we caught that one. And what did it do again? What did it do? After dumping, it gave us another internal breakup structure right here. Beautiful one as well. You could call this another church dropping. And it has still been unable to break this high. All right. So you see, we are still on the daily time frame. All right, we are still on the daily time frame. Beautiful. Now it has refused to break this high. Even going up, came down again, gave us another internal church there. Yeah, because why? If we study this trend, okay, that was a proper pullback, broken. Oh, yes. Now, of course, we're expecting to sell again. If I use my fib here, that was our proper entry. This was the one we entered, 3,400. Yeah, we got in, and that was that jump. But since then, gold has been playing with us. It has refused to continue to sell. It has refused to buy from where it is. So we know that it's continuing to sell. That was why when I opened the chart, you saw she's a stubborn goat. That's why when we opened the chart, we saw that she was already dumping from our entry. All right, so let's come to the 4-hour time frame. At least we know. First of all, remember I asked a question. After tapping into this discount zone, why didn't she give us a new high? Because she wants to come into this zone. And this is engineered liquidity. And this has happened before. Go and watch my last video from the last live. I'm not going to spend much time here. All right. So we've done this. Now let's see. Now, madam, let's even stay on the 4-hour. Madam, are you dropping or are you going to continue? I'm not going to lie. With the fact that we know that US dollar is losing strength. Remember, what is the DXY telling you? The DXY is saying, I'm not strong enough. And when the DXY is not strong enough, what do you think will happen with gold, EU, GU, anything U at the back? What do you think will happen? Remember, we saw that thing. But remember, another thing you cannot forget is, I think on the 4 hour, yeah, on the 4 hour or the 1 hour. Okay, yeah, she's pulling up. She's pulling up to continue the sell on the 1 hour. So let's see gold again. Now, if USD is pulling up to continue the sell, what do you think gold will be doing? Hey, God help us. What do you think gold will be doing? So that's why this zone, you can see, it's been playing around for so long. Why? Because the US dollar is here to make up its mind. All right. Now, this is a very strategic zone here. We know, yes, our sales are still on. Our sales are still on. In fact, thank God for this push to continue. But you can see this low is a strong son of a gun. This low, this low, like this. What's happening? The low, this low. Oh yeah, break now. Even break. See, why did I even get this? Let me ask you guys. Why did I bring out this zone here? Why did I bring out this zone? Because a key level. Now, why is it a key level? Aside the fact that, okay, there was a church here, so we expected it to continue, but this zone is obviously disturbing. Why? Because there was an order block, or what will I call, what the hell is going on here? Let me just change it to, all right. There was an order block that was violated. There was a bearish order block that was violated. So more like a supply zone that was violated. And see, this thing has been unable to break. That's a strong zone here, right here. If you even pull it, you can see it happened here as well. Okay, just for us to what they call to let us assess it. Let us assess how valid that zone is. If you keep pulling it back, look at it's respected here. Let's pull again. Come on, look at from here. All right, you could see that this market has been respecting this level for the longest of time. Even if it violates, to violate before it dump. See now, that level, come on, that level. I mean, if this is all the way back to June, that level has been representing, if you know what I'm saying. Tutu said fly up. Now, even if we know we're going to continue this sell, the sell is kankpe. The sell is kankpe, no wahala. Even if we know we want to continue this sell, we know that we want to see it move up. All right, we need to see it move up. We need to see it move up from this zone. Now, gold is a safe haven asset. Most times, it doesn't matter whether the US dollar is succeeding. If there is war somewhere, gold will keep going up. It doesn't care if the US dollar is pushing up. So most times I don't compare it with the US dollar. All right, most times I don't compare, but I'm trying to explain why there's been a delay here somewhere. All right, so I would advise, though this zone is concrete, don't get in until you see a reason to buy. All right, though this zone is concrete, please don't get in until you see a reason to buy. And that's why I've been chilled with gold now. I'm just looking at what she's doing, really. Yeah, in as much as it looks like, now I'm coming down to the 15, which is what I don't like to do, because 15 can create some really funny things in your head. Yeah, 15 minutes now. I don't want to do that with gold. So that means you would need to see this high broken before you can validate that. But okay, let's come down to the 15 minutes. Even the 15 minutes is saying that high will be broken first before you can validate the buy. Okay, but then somebody will say, but I can see higher low here. Wahala. Okay, hold on. Let's see. It hasn't broken this low, but we can see tiny break of structure here. Couldn't break this low. It's going up. It's going up. Okay, let's look at it. See, people have put Ojoro in my eye now. Nobody put it there. Let's see. Okay. A beautiful trend, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. Okay, I want to see this. Let me just draw it out. Yo, yo. Was this higher than the high? Let's see. Yeah, that was a high though. Although the thing didn't close. This is 30. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Mm, I'm not going to qualify that as a high. It looks like a consolidation going on there. But I'm just going to do this here. See, this thing. That's why it's not even good to subscribe in the first place. Once the thing just end like this, they'll just be following your hand. Okay, so I see. I won't call that a new high. It hasn't given us a new high. So I'll be expecting. Remember, we are using this small. Don't cry, yo. Don't cry. Don't cry. I'm not the one helping. Disclaimer. Your choice. Your choice. So, okay, let me show you. Doesn't mean I won't take this risk. It's too tantalizing, Sha. It's too tantalizing. Yo, let me see. This is liquidity at its best here. Beautiful liquidity. Beautiful. Okay. Now let me look for the zone. There are two zones I see here. It's either going to come here or going to come here. All right, before taking off again. So I see two zones. I'm just going to take this out or reduce it at best. I see two zones here. Okay, let's see the 15 just to make it more distinct. Yeah, okay. So there are two zones here. Yo, is either she comes back to the 332 or you wait for her to come back to 3329. Yeah, or let's use trend line. Let's use trend line. Let's use trend line. Chai. Yo, guys, I don't even know what to do. I'm bad at drawing trend lines. Very bad at it. Oh, okay, I don't know how to use trend lines. Okay, so what else do we use? I have used, so we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. Is it that going to come here? Wait for extra confirmation, guys. Is it that gonna come down here, sweep that liquidity, come into this zone and behave? Okay. Or it will come here to this zone. I want to see this week that is here is long, but there's money in this week. Let me divide this week. Okay. Somebody will say there's another week here as well. It depends. Which one would you wait for? There's another week here. Yo. All right. All right. This looks like a good zone. You could also wait for it to come down. Anything can happen. So let's see. I'm just going to remember this is a counter trend. This is a counter trend. So we're just trying to catch something. Okay. So don't cry if it goes against you, but I'm going to drop it for you guys. And I'm willing to take the risk as well. So it's going to be either this zone 330 points, call it 331. Yeah, 331. Let's use psychological zones. 331. So I'm going to put a long position there. It's either this one, just going to put it right below the wick. It's either you go for this one, wait for extra confirmation, probably with a candlestick. Some people are very good with it. All right. Somebody said, thank you. Somebody said, John Wick. Why are you people like this? The week below is more credible. Thank you. Precious. Precious. Thank you for being here. That's my able coach, Precious. Coach for women. She's always fighting for us everywhere. All right, so that's the first entry. Another entry could be this one, which is more credible, because if you ask me, this whole thing could be just what, like my mentee will say, John Wick. All right, it could just be this one to be swept. You see. All right, so hold on. Where is the long position? Right here. I'm looking for a very good zone. Yeah, 3328. 3328. Yeah, that's it. 3328 with the this week long die. Waiting be this. 3326. That's about 200 pips. Just wait for your extra confirmation, and the pips won't be too much. Wait for it to move before you get in. So, okay. So we have two possibilities here. I'm not gonna lie. Two possibilities. Why? Because I can see liquidity before this, and not just liquidity. I can still see gaps that have been filled here. And you know, I always tell you guys, gaps are traps for liquidity. It happens a lot. So we're going to just have to choose your poison. You cannot be a trader without taking risk. Anyone is good. It's the one that you can take, you take. If you cannot take the first one, cuckoo wait. If you miss the trade, fine. You rather miss the trade than lose your money. Thank you for the love. All right. They will not tap the like button. No. Tap like button. No. Dash me money like the other boy, Big Marcel. No. Share the link. No. Never. But they are chopping free knowledge here. Free knowledge. All right. So we have two possible entries here. One here, because of that, I see, and another one here. So the first one is entry. I'm just going to use, there are going to be two entries. Wait for your poison. If it moves from here, wait for it to move then. If it moves from here, but so the best way to handle such situations is extra confirmation using candles. Candles can help you if people that know how to use candles. Okay, remember this is the 15 minutes. I mean, how much Ojoro can I do for you? I hardly go to 15 minutes these days, honestly. Okay, so I'm just going to type it out. First entry, first possible, disclaimer, possible entry. Oh, madam, financially fit blows somebody's account. 330 points, what did we pick? Was it 330.84? Yeah, but I think I want to pick a psychological zone. Learned that from Daniel. 331. 3380.5. Yeah, let's use 330.5. Buy limit 330.50. Okay. Oh, sorry guys. 3330.50. Can you see my screen? Let me make it bigger. All right. It's clearer? Aha. Buy limits. SL is right below that week. Right below, that's 3329. 3329. Yeah, 3329. 3332. Okay, hold up. Yeah, 3329. 3329. All right, and TP. We're not trying to be smarter than ourselves. Let's just target that. This is equal high here. 334 looks like a 334 1.50. If Daniel is here, I'm sure he's writing exams. I learned this thing from him. So 33, yeah, what did I pick before? 334 1.50. 3341.50. 3341.50. Now, second entry, second possible entry. Okay, second possible entry. What was that zone? 3328. I think it was 3328 or 3327. Let me measure the, yeah, it was 3328. So 3328 or buy limit, 3328. All right. 3328, and the SL right below there. SL right below there, 3325.50. Okay, or should we just, yeah, 3325.50. It's too much. Oh. Three, 325. I just want below that week right there. Just right and give it some space. Okay. So I have 3325.50 of points. Yeah, 3325, 3326. 3326.5, 3325 point. I think I like 3325.50. 325.50. Okay. And no, that's supposed to be SL. I thought I already. Sorry guys, what did I call for your entry? 3328. It was 3328. SL 3325.50. Okay, SL 3325.50. And then TP, same as this one right here. Okay, we're not overshooting ourselves. TP 3341.50. 3341.50. All right, if this is clear, let's drop some fires in the chat box or some hearts, whatever. Just drop some emojis. Let me know we are following. 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 Thank you. All right, great. All right, beautiful. So we are done with gold. Now let's look at GU. I like to look at GU. I didn't even check for the first few people that came to class. It's always my students. No, we are mixed up today. So Big Marcel and Habib, take a chill pill. We'll answer others, okay? But I know by the time I finish analyzing, you'll be good with what we've done so far. Let's look at GBP USD. Don't worry, Don't worry. Let me tell you guys something. Me and my team, we already saw this sell. But because we knew what was happening in the world, we were careful not to enter. We saw it. Like we were waiting for it. We were waiting. All right. But don't worry. I'm going to do it from the beginning, all that. So you see this sell? It's not going to last. Why? Because the DXY is losing strength. Big Marcel, the DXY is losing strength. Remember, that's why we started with the DXY. All right, so let's get down to business. I'm just going to delete everything just so that you guys learn how to do a top-down analysis, how to take your position. And somebody said, should we set both? I beg, oh God, I beg. Choose your poison. Don't set anything. I told you that you have to wait for extra confirmation. If you're setting, just set the last one. Just set the last one. Don't worry, I'll drop it in the chat box, in our Tradeverse and in my community. I'll drop it. If you're not in Tradeverse, I'm sorry. All right, so let's look at the monthly time frame. I like to start there. What are we seeing? We are seeing a downtrend. Okay, we are obviously seeing a downtrend. I could draw it out and just so you see. My people know by now, if you've been coming on my YouTube, you will know why I didn't select this, because it was not the next high. This was the next high. This was higher. All right. So you need to get your stuff straight when you're doing market structure. All right. So we know it's giving us higher highs and higher lows. Let's come down to the weekly. In fact, without even coming down to the weekly, calm down. Let me show you. Now we are concentrating from this high, this range, and this range. Let's see. Did it actually break the low? It did. It broke the low. It broke the low. So we are concentrating on that high and this low. All right. That's the range. Once you get your range, there's no confusion in the world. All right. So now we know this, that. All right. We have to know this is the internal trend going on here. All right. So now, like I said, we already saw the sell. We can't shout. If you've been with me here, I mean, nothing is shaking you people again. You people already know. You already know. This thing came to the Beningin zone, ladies and gentlemen, which is our 78, 88 zone. If I swear for these people. It came to the Beningin zone. Yeah, and of course, that is why we were in the sell. But we have seen what DXY is doing. We have seen what DXY is doing. We've seen that. Okay, we've seen that. Remember, this is also a zone, this area. Okay, this area is also a zone. We call it the resistance. So it could just keep pushing till it gets here. It's still on point. It's still on point as long as it hasn't broken this high. You see why we have to be careful entering the cells now. Remember, DXY is still selling. So I'm just going to be showing. So this, remember, DXY was buying to continue the sell. This could be selling to continue. Is this selling to continue the buy? Selling, yeah, selling to continue the buy. So let's look at it on the weekly. Let's follow. Just follow me. Small, follow me. Now, looking at the weekly self, you can clearly see that this has not been broken. Okay, look at this is the bullish trend on the weekly. All right, it broke this high. Bullish trend. We are concentrating on this trend. Always remember to come closer to the market. Closer to the market as you analyze. All right, always remember to come closer to the market as you analyze. Look at that beauty, ladies and gentlemen. This was the last move. From here, it gave us a new high. Look at that entry at the Beningin zone. Perfect. All right, perfect. All right, perfect. Now she picked up from here and has hit the sell zone. But remember, you cannot sell until you see a reason to sell. That was why I refused to call the sell for my people. We saw the sell. So we know that it could just be a pullback to continue the buy. So we have to be careful with that sell. Now, if I come down to, that was the first entry. Now, if I come down to the daily time frame, or let's see, even here, from here, that was the entry. From here, that was the entry. So from here, this is the weekly. Where would you be expecting the next sell? Below the 50s, the next buy, below the 50, which is why it validated that sell so much that, okay, this thing will come and enter here. At least it will sell to this zone or sell to this zone here, to the Beningin zone before the next buy. It's understood, clearly understood. Or it could even sell and break to give us the next low right here. You see? Very possible. Remember, don't forget. That is why it's good to write down what you're seeing and journal your trade so you don't forget. Okay? So it's understandable that we want to see this thing pull back here. After giving us this high, we wanted to see it pull back here to continue or pull back here. So that sell looks very attractive right now because you want to see it sell to the next buy zone. You want to see it sell to the next buy zone. But don't forget, we have a trend on the daily time frame. Don't forget that. Once you understand the inner thing of the inner thing of the inner thing going on in Forex, then you are more careful and at alert. All right, there you go. Now, I don't know, we've been waiting for one kind of buy on EU. I think my colleague called it on Tradeverse. So now let's measure this thing. Let's measure this thing. Let's measure. That was the last break of structure. It came to equilibrium though. It came to equilibrium though. Let's see. I want to measure this thing well. Yeah, just a slight bit below the 50. Yeah, it could go. It could go. I wouldn't risk that though. Just on equilibrium. It didn't really go below for me to call it okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it went below. Let's wait. Okay, let's see. It went below. I'm seeing it went below the 50. We use that because this is a daily time frame. That week is not just any week. That week is not just any week. Now, if this went below, we have clearly seen a change of character here. Okay, what is this zone? I want to know, where are my students? Where are my students? What is this zone here called? It came to this POI. It bounced off that POI nicely. Did like it was going to continue the buy and then broke to give us that change of character right there. What's that zone called? Where are my people? What's that zone called? What's this zone called? What's that zone called? Nobody? I'm not going to reveal. If you, Marcel, your mouth is too big. Your mouth is too big. Okay. Well, what's happening? So there were two entries here at the flip zone and at the Beningin zone of this move. There are two zones here. Okay. Now, of course, if she doesn't dump from here, you know she's going to the Beningin zone, for God's sakes. Thereby utilizing this as what? Utilizing that as what, ladies and gentlemen? Speak up, speak up, speak up, speak up, speak up, speak up. See his mouth, this boy's mouth. Can you still see my screen? Because it looked like my network went off and came back. Can you still see my screen? Can you see it now? I noticed that it went off and came back. Yeah, I noticed it went off and came back. Can you see it now? It's back up. Great, great, great. So Big Marcel has opened his big mouth again. Big Marcel, big mouth for Big Marcel. So yeah, what does it tell you about GU? That cell is not ready, yo. A beautiful, beautiful man just came on my comment section. The sweetest man I know. All right. Thank you so much. If you guys can see this, that's fine. So where would you be waiting? This is the daily time frame. You can clearly see the gap here. There's a gap. I'm going to open it up. I can clearly see there's a gap here. Let me delete this one first so that people can see road. Okay, you can clearly see a gap here. Yeah, there's a gap here. All right, there's a gap there. Okay, I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to change the color. Let me change it to OB. Let me change this to OB so you can know the difference. Yeah. So you see the gray part is the gap. I'm going to label it too. Yeah, you can see that beautiful gap right there. Okay, sorry about that. The gap is still there. Okay, it came in a bit. It came in a bit, touch that gap. So it could come into this zone and then dump. Let me bring it down. This is the daily time frame. So indirectly, what is it telling you? This thing could go up. It could still continue to go up. And so let's see. I'm going to look for how we can join the buy. We're going to look for how to join the buy. And we're on the 4-hour time frame, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at this structure right here. Okay, clearly came into the zone. Now we want to see that one didn't come down. This one came down but refused to break the structure. Remember, we're on the 4-hour time frame. Aha. Now what does it tell you? All right, beautiful. Liquidity tapped in, refused to break this low, and it took off from this low. All right, so yeah. Beautiful. Let's see trade. Let's enter trade. I beg. Let's enter trade. Enough of the talking. Let's look for a buy opportunity from this zone. Let's look for a buy opportunity from this zone because we know she's coming for that liquidity at the top, all the way from the daily time frame. Yeah, I see that. That's good enough. I see that. Let me come down to 30 minutes, just a bit more, so we can see what's really happening. Yes, I see that. Pullback entry, change of character. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'll wait for it to come back into the zone. 1.34944. 1.34944. All right. Hey, but then I'm seeing something. There's a zone I'm seeing as well. Give me a second. Let me delete this one. There's a zone I'm seeing as well. We're concentrating here. We're concentrating on this one here. I'm seeing a zone here, which is also a very good zone there. Okay. And I'm seeing that one right here. If I turn this thing to 15 minutes now, you see plenty things that you never saw before. You see that? Okay. Okay, pull back nicely, broken. Yeah, I want it to come down into the zone. I prefer this zone. Doesn't mean that this zone might not hold. Why? Because I can clearly see, I can clearly see an order block there. I clearly see an order block and a gap, I clearly see an order block and a gap. And yeah, using my heads and shoulders, it is this area like this that would hold. But if it gives you a drawdown into the next area, to the next area, you take it as well. It's not so much. This is GU. This is not gold. So I could even take it from here. Hold on. Long position from that zone there. Drawdowns are normal, ladies and gentlemen. It's not so much. You could wait for extra confirmation with your candles. Can wait for extra confirmation with your candles. Yeah, that zone is distinct. Yo, that zone. I can't leave it. I can't leave that zone. I'm not leaving it. So we want to see this thing. We want to see this thing come up. Let me go back to my 1 hour to get reasonable TP, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we know this is where she's coming. She's coming for that liquidity all the way to the top. So I'm going to give you first TP, second TP. You choose your TP. Don't hold me responsible if this thing takes it from you. Once it moves into the first zone for your TP, Move your SL to break even. Don't even look for me to give you. It's only kind people like my darling friend Daniel that will even tell you, run, tighten your SL. I used to do it before. I don't have energy these days. I beg. All right. So we have TP1 and TP2 all the way to the top. So I'm just going to put this in here. Buy limits, ladies and gentlemen. Buy limits. Are we still here? Thank you. Digital, the zone is perfect. Thank you. Buy limit at 1.35014. SL just right below this week. 1.34. 1.35014. Yeah, and this one is 1.34860. 860. 1.34860. 1.34860. You wonder why we put the SL first? TP is this zone. TP1 1.35750. 1.35750. 1.35750. All right, 1.35750. Wow, I've spent time. Oh, my Mac is about to sleep. Jesus. So this thing hasn't been charging. Give me a second. Let me plug it though before it will go off for this. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Can you still see my screen? It's plugged now. Can you still see my screen? Can you still see my screen? That's TP1. TP, another TP. Can you still see my screen? All right. TP2. 1.35950. 1.35950. 35950. That's the last one. All right. So there you go. All right. I think we'll call it a day. I think we'll call it a day. It's past 1 hour. I don't want the videos to be too long. So anybody can come back and watch it on YouTube channel. Listen, if you are here and you are not on Tradeverse, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help you. Guys, my colleagues and I started something big. And you can see those that are in Tradeverse, they have access to free education, free mad signals from DFX. I mean, he's been giving it back to back. And I mean, you're well taken care of. I mean, all you need to do is get your account funded. Only serious-minded people. If you are not on Tradeverse, contact me or contact your coach and get yourself on there. If you we have coaches here. We have Niger Forex Goddess. We have Precious Joe. We have Ade Tutu Sanusi. We have DFX. Okay, that's yesterday's lecture. Which one is yesterday's lecture? All right, we have all the coaches there to take care of you. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. Okay, it wasn't lecture. It was a mindset call. Yesterday was a mindset call where we prepare your brain for the forex industry. So yesterday we had a mindset call by our beautiful precious Joe. Precious Joe. Her name is Precious Chisom, Coach Precious Chisom, the best in the game. So she reset our mind straight. I mean, that you can see how I'm pumped up. My kids are on some, they are coming back very soon. They drive me nuts, but I'm fine. So you need to get there to get your mind ready, get your account ready. You cannot be there and be wasting time. All right, get ready. Let's go. Love you guys. I'll be dropping this on the Tradevest channel and my channels as well. But please, I want to move everybody into Tradevest. Fund your account, send me a message, and let's get it on. I love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye for now. Bye. Oh,